we're going to do now is we're going to play a quick drill with passing. We're going to stay in our 8. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of what we're going to do. 13, here we go. Well done, 14, great depth. This is good, guys, this is good. Nah. Oh no, bit shorter, just keep going shorter. And you drop it, your fault, not mine. Okay, so on your toes, okay, I'm going to catch the ball every time, yeah? Okay, yep. A game you always felt that it could take off at any second, in that you could go from, you know, like 40 miles an hour to 150 in a breath, and it did happen like that. You'd think you'd be in control of a situation, and you'd think that everything was ticking along nicely, and then 2 minutes later you'd find yourself, or even a minute later you'd find yourself under your own post just wondering what the hell happened. And that's it. Yeah, I think I've mentioned it before as well. The physicality is there, but also I don't think there's anyone better in world rugby than the Springboks in terms of putting other teams under pressure. It makes for quite stressful encounters, but they're also, I'll tell you what, they're a fit bunch as well. I remember I've never felt so tired as we played them in 2000 up at altitude, and I was quite young then, and at the end of the game I've never been so tired as that in any game in my life. He's a guy that gives enough, you know, his body is in enough sort of stress and strain during what you see with what he puts into games that, you know, he doesn't need to be adding to that if it wasn't for a very, very positive effect. So, you know, someone like that, when Bakkies does things, you tend to feel obligated to trust what he's doing, because he's someone that deserves that trust and merits it. He has his consistency in what he does with his actions. He always tends to do the right thing with the right intentions, and that's what I've seen from someone that plays alongside him. So I kind of had this big thing where I expected life was going to change and suddenly everything would be rosy and amazing. And the next morning I knew something was off, because I went down to breakfast and breakfast felt the same as any breakfast. And I suddenly realised, hold on, this isn't going to change this much. So I didn't really have an idea what I was doing. I just know that before that next game I played, which was 2 weeks later for Newcastle, during that 2 weeks I was very lost, because I didn't really understand what was happening, and all I wanted to do was get back on the field to try and get some normality back to my life, to get the structure back to my life, and that first game back was the one that injured me.